Okay, we're just gonna jump straight into it today. Last night, we stopped right here where she asked Iggy to marry her. I stared at her blankly for a few seconds. The world's not quite processing. Then it suddenly hits me, and a wave of something washes over me. The impact like a giant wave right to my stomach. I My voice trembles. I look around, look at the crowd, everyone watching us anxiously, waiting for my answer. Then my gaze goes to Gidget, to her smile, to her eyes. She's waiting too, waiting for me to step up to the plate, to fulfill my duties, to be the man she wants, needs. Our perfect life. I lick my lips, close my eyes. Yes. Then open them louder. Open them louder, more confident. Yes. Yes, of course. Of course I will. If Gidget's face had been beaming before, it's absolutely incandescent now. A low cry of happiness, she pulls me back in, hugging me with everything she has, her arms sticky and hot around my neck. Oh, Eggy, I'm so happy. The crowd erupts again, this time with cheers and congratulations, of laughter and tears, and sighs of happy relief. Yes, that's right. This is right. Two of us. We're right. We belong together. We always have. I hug Gidget back, burying my face in her shoulder. A rush of relief washes through me, making my muscles weak and trembling. I am too, I say against her cheek, just holding her, being held, my own cocoon of belonging. When I glance up, I look out into the crowd. I see Genzo and Orlum. Genzo's just staring at me. A look I've never seen before on his face. Orlum has his arm around Genzo's shoulder. He's leaning in, whispering something, imp-like a smile practically brushing through Genzo's ear. Brushing against Genzo's ear. Then Gidget pulls away, yanking me from my thoughts. I can see the glimmer of tears in her eyes as she lets out a flummy chuckle. We're going to be happy together. Yes. I pull her in close against my side as members of the crowd begin to approach, words of congratulation and adoration on their lips. Yes, we are. We spend a while making the rounds after that, and I actually enjoy myself for once. I'm not usually one to relish in that kind of attention, but the adrenaline running through my veins after everything that's happened apparently takes control, feeds me courage. Talking to people, laughing with people, laughing with Gidget, dancing with Gidget. An hour or so in, however, my nerves are starting to calm down and the social exhaustion catches up with me. I'm no longer able to follow along with conversations, and everything feels a little bit too loud, too bright, too all in my face and happening all at once, all around me. Pull Gidget to the side after an especially long conversation with the trio of bearded gentlemen. I feel like I'm starting to fade. You mind if I call it a night? Need some quiet. Hmm? Gidget glances up from her champagne. Oh, of course, anything for you. Her lip curls upward and she leans in to give me a quick kiss on cheek. I'm gonna stay a bit longer. Still have some people I want to talk to. Just say goodnight. Of course, right? I suddenly find myself feeling incredibly awkward. Do I return the kiss? Do I just leave it at that? I know we just, and she just, and I just, but the sweat is gathering beneath my collar again. Even after everything, little moments like these still make me so anxious. And in the end, I decided to leave it at that. We'll have plenty more time for me to get used to things. Anyways, good night. I'll see you tomorrow then. I scratched my calf with the toe of my shoe, then shift and scratch the other one. Have a nice night. I duck once, twice, then scuttle off. God, if I'm not the most awkward person alive. Will I ever get better at this? I spot the exit through the crowd and begin towards it. About halfway there, though, I realize I don't even know where to go or what to do. I look around for Orlum, but he's nowhere to be found. In fact, I realize I haven't seen him in a while now. Genzo, too. I do a final sweep of the room with my eyes, thinking maybe I just missed them. But no, there's no sign of them anywhere. Chew on my bottom lip for a little hum, then renew my trek towards the door where I ask one of the attendants if there's a room or something available for me. Of course, right this way, sir. The attendant bows and leads me outside. Thank God. I'm guided up multiple flights of stairs, fatigue pressing on me with greater weight with each subsequent landing. Finally, we return down a hallway lined with ornately carved doors. He opens the door, one on the left, and beckons me in. It's delightfully dim inside. Nothing but a fluttering candelabra on the bedside table to light the room. And quiet, too. I can feel my chest starting to unclench already. That wonderful silence wraps itself around me like a warm blanket. We've prepared night clothes for you on the bed, sir. If you need anything during the night, simply ring this bell. The attendant gestures toward the small brass bell hanging on the wall by the door. Oh, thank you, I say clumsily before the attendant bows and walks back out, leaving me alone. Oh, the sweet serenity of isolation. I take the short jaunt around the room to get my feel of the place, ending up on the bed where I find a set of blue pajamas awaiting me. Wonderful. I slip them on, anxious to get out of the claustrophobic cage of my suit, then crawl into bed, loving the way the soft sheets fold around me like a crepe. Quiet. Wonderful quiet. I stare up at the ceiling, just breathing it in. tonight. Tonight was something else. Still can't quite wrap my head around it. If you guys hear anything, it's a lawnmower outside. How do I feel about anything? How do I feel about everything? Happy, I guess. I've gone through a whole whirlwind of different emotions through the evening, but now I think I could say with certainty that the lingering feeling is happiness, hopefulness. Yes, that delightfully feel right. Yes, that things still definitely feel right. Everything will be fine. I close my eyes, open them, stare straight at the ceiling. Somehow my brain is still too active for sleep, but even despite the fatigue gripping my body, I keep getting tongue-tied. And so I must lie here. So I just lie here. For how long, I don't know. Just basking in the dark until there's a knock on the door. Hmm? I glance toward it, wondering if I'd simply just been hearing things. But when I do nothing for a minute, the knock comes again. I begrudgingly push my way out of the bed and pat across the floor. Open the door. Who could? It's her. Standing shyly on the other side, looking up at me with an almost guilty expression tugging at her lips. Hey, sorry if this is a bit forward. Uh, I run a hand through my curls. No, it's fine. I just couldn't sleep. Kept thinking about everything. Kept wanting to see you so bad. Then wanted to see you so bad. She brings her hands together, thumb pads kissing. Is it alright if I come in? I throw a glance at my room. Sure. And step aside to let her pass. She takes one look around, almost as though feigning hesitation, then promptly lets out a giggle and runs towards the bed. With a bounce, she rolls on top, bringing all the sheets around her like a cocoon. Oh, Iggy, I'm so happy! The sight of her wiggling around the little caterpillar beneath the sheets. The sight of her wriggling like a little caterpillar beneath the sheets makes me smile in spite of myself, and I wander over. I am too. Still reeling a bit from everything, but I'm happy. Really happy. She pops back up, her head poking out of the sheets. I know, same. Honestly, I don't know what came over me. I just felt so right. So, like, I had to do it. Then when you said yes, I was just, and can't even contain myself. Everything, everything feels like it's falling into place. I know. Perfect. It was perfect. She laughs and throws her arms out to the side, sending the sheets around her billowing. I sit down on the edge of the bed, just watching her with a little smile on my face. So after a moment, my smile twitches. Just ever so slightly. Perfect. Is it really perfect? I once again find my thoughts returning to Gidget's words in the car, to the words I directed at her those many years ago. To junior high, Gidget crouched beneath the trees, mud painting her cheeks and knees, even to as recent as tonight. Genzo's words back at the ballroom. Gidget, I say with a shudder in my voice. Gidget, there's something I wanted to talk to you about. A pause. Something I said a long time ago. She turns and looks at me, tilts her head, smiles. What is it, Iggy? She begins crawling toward me. There's something I regret. Regret? She shakes my cheeks in her hands with a playful grin. There's no regret here, Iggy. No, I mean, just listen to me. Now she laughs. Look at you all flustered. How could there be anything to regret? You're perfect. We're perfect. Everything's perfect. Her arms go around my neck and she pulls me in close for a kiss. Regret implies there's something wrong. She smiles against my lips. And there's nothing wrong with us. Nothing could ever be wrong with us. Everything's happened exactly as it should. A dream come true, like a fairy tale. She squeezes me tighter, to the point that tiny pinpricks of sweat begin to rise up along the back of my neck. To the point that I lose track of what I've been trying to say. What was it again? Can't seem to remember. I'm lost. Lost in her. That's right. How could anything be wrong about this? About us? She pulls back with a sigh, just gazing down at my face, running her hands through my hair again and again. You're so cute. Her hands go to my cheeks. My own little Iggy. Something pings in the back of my head. My jaw goes tight on instinct. Cold snips and stabs across my arms. Gidget doesn't seem to notice. Come here, come here. She tugs at my collar, pulling me toward the top of the bed. I just want to lie with you, my adorable groom-to-be. Swallow my misgivings and do as I'm told. Falling down on the pillow beside her, just gazing into her eyes. She murmurs, bringing a thumb to my cheek, tracing it gently, lovingly. It admittedly feels good, the soft touch of her fingers brushing across my cheek and chin, combing through my hair, scratching at my scalp. I close my eyes and just focus on the soothing touch, willing myself to get lost in it, get lost in her. I love you, Iggy. My eyes pop open. Her cheeks are flushed pink, her pupils trembling. It's finally starting to dawn on me just how fast this is moving. Do I really? I see Gidget's brows twitch at my hesitation, her eyes darkening. What are you waiting for? Something cold brushes across the back of my neck, like a shadow oozing across my skin. Stop trying to fight it. Gidget's just staring at me now, her eyes trembling. She needs me. Don't you get it? I don't have a choice. My lips tingle with it. The words I need to say. This is who you are. The words all of this have been leading up to. The path that's been laid out before me. Path to her. Happiness. Make her happy. I love you too. The moment the words leave my mouth, a warm heat spreads across my cheeks. But it feels good. A good heat. A comforting heat. A right heat. Gidget's face softens and I swear I see the glimmer of tears in her eyes. I wanted to hear you say that for so long. She leans in towards me, our noses practically touching. I'd do anything to make you happy, Iggy. and she kisses me again. But from the start, I could tell this one is different. A strange sense of forcefulness to it, as though searching for something, needing something, craving something. I fight back the alarm bells that start ringing in my head. No, this is fine. It's fine. You're fine. You're fine. But this last one's more of an order to myself than an observation. Her lips feed on me, deeper, moving, sliding. I can even feel her tongue. Dips inside before I even realize it's there, seeking me out, lapping at my insides. Then her hands find mine. They pull me toward her chest. With a start, I realize she's already got her nightgown undone. She clutches my hands to her breast. My fingers sink into the skin. It all happened so fast I can't keep up. My head beating, beating, beating. Cold, sticky trundles racing up my spine. I want you to touch me, Iggy. I want you to feel me. I, I, these parts that are just for you. I can barely hear over the sound of my racing heart. I've always hated them, but I need to, for her. I know that you like them. I need to be what she needs. They're yours, Iggy. I clutch my eyes shut. Then begin kneading the skin with my fingers. She moans against my lips, gasps. That feels so good. The sounds, her words, all they do is send more and more chills up and down my arms. Her eyes narrow impishly. The things I'd love to do to you. She grins and bites down on my lip. My cute little rabbit. Her hands are roving across my chest now. But we have plenty of time. All the time in the world. And tonight is just for you. He's like, where the fuck she go? She follows with her mouth, letting her lips trace down my neck, tickling my collarbone. Pushes up my shirt so she can run her tongue down my chest, picking and pecking at her mouth. Fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. I grip my teeth together. Keep it together, Iggy. Keep it together, Iggy. This is what you signed up for. The moment you said yes. I have a duty to fulfill. She wanders lower. Now her fingers on the elastic of my pajamas bottoms. I can feel her tug them down. Feel the cool air hit my skin. I bring my hands to my face, clutching my eyes. I can't look. Won't look. My chest is so tight I can't breathe. My whole body's starting to shake. I'm starting to like tremor. It grows and morphs into a quake that makes my teeth rattle against each other, muscles spasming out of control. Aw, looks like someone needs to wake up, I hear Gidget giggle to herself. I can feel her breath against my skin as it puffs out a little hot little bursts. Don't worry, that could be fixed. Gidget, stop! Comes out before I can stop it. A shout from the base of my lungs, and that comes tumbling out between my chattering teeth. It's a quiet moment. Then, hmm? I feel her pull back, which is enough for me. I grab the sides of my pants and pull them back up and a half-frenzied tug, curling in on myself in the process. What's wrong? Did I do something wrong? I don't miss the tiny tremble in her voice. No, it's not you at all. It's me. What do you mean? She pushes herself up on her elbow, looking at me curiously. I sigh, lick my lips. My throat feels unbelievably tight. I can't look at her. I can't face her. Keep my head ducked, gaze pointed at my curled toes. I should have told you earlier. I tried. I really did. Another breath. I try to swallow, but the spit gets stuck in my throat. But like sex, sexual things, they make me really uncomfortable. She's quiet, deathly quiet. Wait, you don't like sex? I can already feel the built-up of shame in my belly. Crawls up over me like a cold, wet blanket. No. More silence. This was honestly the closest I've ever gotten before. I wince. Maybe it'll get better. Maybe it'll go away. I don't know. Maybe I just need more time. You could have told me this sooner. The abrupt tone of her voice catches me off guard. It sends a shiver up my spine, and I finally look up, see her peering down at me blankly. I tried to, but Gidget brings her fingers to her temples, massaging them in frustration. How the hell is this supposed to work then, huh? We can't have a family? Is that what you're telling me? What about my needs? Are we just are they just all thrown out the window? Is that it? What? No, I sit up, shaky arms pressing into the cushion of the mattress. My insides are quickly knotting themselves into a painful snarls of nausea. We could figure things out. I know we can. We could find a way to make sure we're both happy, you know? It's there's definitely ways that as long as we both love each other, we could make it work. We could make it work. How? I I can't even touch you. Can't even lie with the man I love. I'm just gonna have to live like a nun for the rest of my life? Shrugs her eyes, palms stretching the skin over her cheeks. This can't be happening. This can't be happening. Why is this happening? I really don't know if who she's talking to at this point, but I try reaching a shaky hand toward her shoulder. Gidget, please. I, we, after everything I've done to be perfect for you, so you'd want me? That was apparently all pointless, huh? You'll never want me anyway, huh? Wow, what a shocker. You sure know how to make a girl feel special, Iggy. Gidget, stop. It's not like that. Imagine my mother. Hey, Mom. Finally got hitched. But you'll never guess what? He doesn't fuck. Fancy that. Guess you won't be getting those grandchildren. Gidget. I'm so stupid. I'm so fucking stupid. Everything was pointless. Everything I've done. How could I have ever thought I'd be happy? That I deserved anything beyond the shit I've had to put up with. She's flying. She flies off the bed in anger, stomping toward the window. Just standing there in the faint light of the moon. I can see her arms shaking, toes curling into the carpet. I feel myself grow small, so small. My body crumbles atop the mattress. Silence. Absolute silence. I don't know what to do. My heart feels like it's been torn into 1,000 pieces. And the shame. So much shame. It's eating me from the inside out. My body's still shivering. It's out of control now. When I curl my arms around my chest, I feel goosebumps up and down my skin. I will the energy to climb back under the covers. Oh, poor Iggy. The moment my head hits the pillow, the tears begin leaking down my cheeks. Sorry, I say softly, so softly I don't know if she hears me or not. I'm so sorry. She stays there a while, a long while. So long I wonder if she's even still there. Then finally, I hear her footsteps nearing the bed. The creak as she climbs on, approaches. Her hand goes to my head, her fingers running through my hair, softly, gently. Then she's lying down next to me, her arms circling me as she curls herself around my back. I can feel her face against my neck, feel her breath against my skin. It's okay, she says softly, her voice like a flickering candle in the dark. We'll make it work. I feel her sigh into my hair. Everything's gonna be just fine. I feel her arms give me a possessive squeeze. I'll fix this. The next time I open my eyes, it's morning. The sun's pouring in from the window to paint warm squares of light across the sheets. I've left a nice patch of drool on the pillow and a thin layer of crust that has built up at the corners of my eyes. I blink, yawn, roll over on my other side. Gidget's still asleep next to me. She's on her back, face pointed to the ceiling, jaw slack. Then whistling snores punctuate her breaths. I smile, then frown. Last night, the gurgle of nausea returns to my belly. I have to clutch my eyes shut to ward it off. Try not to think about it. Everything. Everything will be fine. It'll work out. I have to hope that. Keeping my thoughts trained on anything but that is liable to send my mind down a dark path I won't soon return from. So instead, I reach over and gently take Gidget's hand in mine, softly intertwining our fingers in hers. She gives a little snore in her sleep, but otherwise doesn't move. I smile and let my eyes flutter closed. Maybe I'll sleep just a little bit longer. I'm given all of 2 minutes before the sound of approaching footsteps catches my attention. And not just any footsteps, fast footsteps. Strangely crisp, like someone slapping the floor or running barefoot. The door slams open. I sit up with a start, my heart leaping up somewhere near my voice box. Next to me, Gidget groans with a wince of her brows. It's Cecil. He's looking altogether nothing like the smoothly pressed, unflappable Cecil I've become too familiar with over the past 48 hours or so. He's wearing nothing but his boxers, and his normally slick down hair is a flurried mess of curls. Cecil? Gidget pushes herself up on her elbows, brows raised in confusion. There you are. He wipes his forehead. I woke up, ran to your room, you weren't there, and I admit I may have panicked slightly. When he sees us two just staring at him, he seems to finally register that what he must look like, because he drops down at his appearance and he instantly straightens. Apologies, ma'am. I appear to be a bit out of sorts. Gidget rests her chin on her hand with a wink. It's okay, Cecil. Looks like you had fun. This only seems to increase his discomfort, as he promptly drops his gaze. I have to inform you that breakfast is served in the kitchen whenever you're ready. That sounds great. Thank you so much. It'll take us a bit to get ready, though, so feel free to go make yourself presentable. Gidget's having a hard time holding in her laughter. Thank you, ma'am. Cecil gives one bow, then another, then ducks out the door. Hear the sound of bare feet padding away from the door. Talk about a jump start to your morning. Gidget gives me a grin. Shall we get ready then? She looks back to herself. No sign of the burst of anger from last night. And her eyes still soften when she looks at me. This assuages my lingering anxiety. I hadn't even realized had still been playing cat's cradle with my ribs. Sounds good. Doesn't take us too long to get ready. Gidget heads back to her room for a change of clothes, and I find my own clothes freshly cleaned and pressed on one of the chairs. Interesting. But I pay the strangeness of it no mind, instead slipping them on with the grace of a half-dozed sloth. Hope there'll be coffee for us. When I open the door to step out into the hall, I'm greeted by a rabbit attendant. Shall I take you to breakfast, sir? He asks with a bow. Oh, sure. That sounds good. Yeah. Good, yeah. Another bow. Then we're on our way through the corridors and down the grand staircase, past other attendants cleaning, dusting, and polishing the castle trimmings. I'm reunited with Gidget and Cecil in front of the large set of double doors. Gidget gives me a little once-over before her eyes stop halfway at my frame. She lets out a giggle, look down to see my fly wide open. Oh, for fuck's sake. Cheeks burning. Quickly zip up my front. Is it already shaping up to be a great day? This way, please. The nearest attendant ushers us along, then opens the doors to reveal a grand dining hall with long table stretched across the center. Tables already piled high with food. Eggs, toast, meats and cheeses, bowls and bowls of fruit. My eyes practically bug out of my head as my stomach gives an unsightly growl. We're guided to the far end of the table, where we're seated to the right side of the grand throne at its head. This looks amazing. Gidget has her hands on her cheeks as she takes in the sight of the feast. She's not wrong, though admittedly the sight of it sends a little curlesque of anxiety up through my belly. I shake it away. Right as the far door bursts open, sending me half out of my chair in surprise. My dear friends, so good to see you alive and well in this fine morn. Orlin waltzes in, arms outstretched as though he was about to make some sort of proclamation. I trust you both slept well. Oh, yes, very well, thank you. Everything was just lovely. Orlin sidles over, hands clasped behind his back with a shit-eating grin, practically engulfing his face. He passes by Cecil, standing against the back wall. I don't miss the little smirk he shoots him. Cecil straightens up with a cough. Wonderful, wonderful, yes. Orlin slides into the throne, lounging back on the pillows. Then he grabs a glass from the table and raises it to the air. One of the attendants rushes over to fill it with juice. I like to make sure my guests are well taken care of. Well, you certainly have outdone yourself with this feast. Gidget reaches toward to grab a muffin from the nearby basket of pastries. Yes, the benefits of staying the night. This would be a new experience for you. Orlin swirls the juice in his glass. Perhaps the invitation's never been enticing enough. She bites down on the muffin in disinterest. And I don't miss the way Orlim's eyes follow her every movement, till they suddenly shift to me. You're being awfully quiet there, Iggy. I straighten up with a start. Me? Orlim tilts his head and otherwise with an amused grin. Tired from the night's activities? I cough, reach for my glass, probably down half my glass of juice. Fortunately, the door from the back opens up at this moment. Rabbit, dressed in a kitchen attire, wheels in a cart with more trays of food, with silver lids gleaming in the chandeliers. Ah, perfect, the main course. Orlin scratches idly at the underside of his throat, simply watching the attendant approach the table. We're each given a steaming pile of food, gorgeous arrangement of potatoes, eggs, and greens, with a sizzling sausage steak at its center. My stomach growls for the second time, and I quickly dig in, taking to it as though I haven't eaten in days. It smells amazing. Gidget sighs next to me before doing the same. I see her cut off a piece of steak and bring it to her lips, her cheeks flush pink with joy. I make it 3 or 4 bites in before I notice Orlem is watching us. He has his chin on his hand, just sitting there, a little smile playing on his face. I pause, blink. What is it? Orlem just laughs. Oh, nothing, nothing, just happy you're enjoying your meal is all. I raise my brows as I bring another bite to my tongue, chewing on it slowly. As I swallow it, I come to a realization. I look across the table, at the empty chairs, the far door, back to Orlem. Where's Kenzo? I finally ask. Gidget's head pops up at this. Oh, true, I haven't seen him since last night. Now both of us are looking at Orlem. Okay, this part kind of unsettled me a little bit. Granted, it was hinted at last arc, but it's actually going to be told this time. So fair warning for what's about to come up. Now both of us are looking at Orlem. His face hasn't changed. And that's just a deranged look right there. He's just staring at us. Still just smiling. Then his eyes widen ever so slightly, pupils dilating. And his smile, it spreads and spreads, curling upward, taking over his whole face. I see him start to shake before I hear the chuckle. It begins as a nasally nasally twitter. Then grows into a throaty warble as it makes the tips of his bangs shudder. Finally, his head cocks backwards, the gulf sprackling his entire body, and he falls back into the pillows of his throne, hand to his forehead. He laughs and laughs and laughs. He laughs as though he can't even control himself. A high-pitched chipmunk-like series of shrieks and bubbles up from his lungs, echoes throughout the entire hall. His legs come up, kicking out in fits of delirious ecstasy, his feet slapping against the arm of the throne. You're... He can't even seem to finish his thought. Tears glimmering in the corners of his eyes as his laughter continues to monopolize his larynx. Then with a shrill squawk that robs the air from his lungs. You're eating him! My muscles freeze. For a moment, it feels like my heart itself has stopped. I glance down at my plate, at the steak, half eaten, just lying there and full of juices. My fork falls from my fingers. And I bring my hands to my mouth, eyes bulging. No. No, 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 no. It can't. He couldn't have. It happens before I can stop it. Like an eruption from my stomach, bile and stomach acid rising, rising, rising. My shoulders heave and I vomit everything I've just eaten straight onto the table. It lands with a sickening splatter all over the plate and silverware. This just makes Orlem cackle even louder. He pounds his fist in the air, with it. Pounds his fist into the pillows of his throne, tears streaming down his face. I can't seem to move. Can't seem to comprehend. Next to me, Gidget's looking similarly horrified, her face as sickly gray as her and her hands to her throat. Finally, something inside me snaps, because I scooch back at the table with an ear-splitting screech in my chair. I rise to my feet, my knees shaking. The room feels like it's spinning. I bring my hands to my head and I try to steady myself. Orlem's sitting up now, still blinking back tears. You don't like it? Pity. Here I thought we'd have such a long future together. Guards! He squeals, the laughter returning. Seize them! Seize them now! The doors fling open, guards surging from the room, which is enough to clear my head in an instant. I throw a terrified glance at Gidget, who's already up and out of her own chair. Cecil pulling her to her feet. We need to get out. We need to get out. The door in the back. I barely have time to yelp before I'm leaping out of reach of an incoming guard. Then I'm running, my heart beating out of my chest, my head going 120 miles an hour. I go sailing shoulder first to the door, Gidget and Cecil right behind me, and find myself at the castle kitchens. A second later, a guard bursts after us, and I let out a scream, jumping to the right and out of reach of his groping arms just in time. I hit the ground hard, the pain shooting up through my spine. I don't let it stop me. Can't let it stop me. Already, my fingers are clawing at the ground in an attempt to put further distance between myself and the yellow eyes of a raging rabbit. Gidget! I shriek as I scramble to my feet. I see her, on the other side of the guard, behind Cecil, throwing horrified glances back and forth between her and our assailant. I fling an arm out. Just go! Find a way out! Anywhere you can! And grab a pot from a nearby rack and throw it at the rabbit's head. It stops him for all of 1 second, then he's charging toward me. I allow myself one more glance at Gidget, enough to see Cecil dragging her the opposite direction before I turn tail and run. I go careening around a tray piled high with dirty dishes. The momentum and slick surface of the tiles doesn't do me any favors, and I go flying into the rabbit cook, carrying a tray full of freshly baked pie crusts. The cook yelps. The crusts go flying. I go flying, scooting past and grabbing onto anything I can to propel me forward faster. There's cooks everywhere, scurrying from one station to the next, holding food ingredients and utensils, oven doors opening, knives hacking at bone. I don't even have time to think. All I do is run, skirting between one culinary scene after the next, analyzing more screams as I go. Behind me, the guard continues charging, pushing his way through with little regard to the additional havoc he's wreaking. Around the next corner, I spy a gleaming cooling rack packed full of trays. I fling it towards me, giving it a hairy, desperate shake and sending the trays toppling out all over the floor in a canopy of tiny crashes. Just draws the attention of a nearby cook armed with a set of tongs. He shouts something I can't quite make out before charging toward. I let out a yelp as I roll out of the way, crawling around feet, crawling through falling food scraps, scrambling and scurrying across the tile as my heart threatens to beat straight out of my chest. Finally, I see the door ahead of me. With a final burst of raw adrenaline, I go barreling toward it, bursting out to the other side with such force I'm nearly sent straight back to the floor. Sudden calm throws me off guard for a moment. I'm back in a hallway of some sort. Long, empty hallway lined with doors. I wipe my forehead, trying to figure out what to do, mind racing. The sound of yelps and clashing cutlery behind the door behind me, I realize I don't have time to sit here and sort things out. I take off to the nearest door. wrenching it open, throwing myself inside. Then I just sit there, my back to the door, my heart racing, beating, sweat leaking down my neck. In another moment, I hear sounds from outside. Heavy metal footsteps, a whole flurry of them. But though they stop for a second, they ultimately carry on down the hall, echoing off the floor and ceiling. My shoulders fall, let out a breath I didn't even realize I'd been holding. I'm safe. For now. I let the silence wash over me, allowing it to calm my racing heart. Throw a glance I throw a glance up at my surroundings. Okay, this is where it's gonna get uh, unsettling here. But I have sensors on, so nothing should be shown. Where am I? Yes, I think I have sensors on. Give me a minute. Yeah, I do. It's dim, but not so dim I can't see. When I step forward, the ground crunches beneath my feet. I look down with a start. Straw? The whole floor is covered with it. The sight sends an uncomfortable gargle up through my belly. Who, who's there? The voice makes me jump. It's low and phlegmy and small, so small, so lost in all that darkness. With a pang that threatens to rend my heart, heart in half, I realize I already know who it is. I take a step forward. Sorry, I had to answer my phone. Anyways, and another. Till I'm close enough to see him. I drop to my knees. My whole body is shaking. Genzo? My voice catches. His arms are chained to the wall, his upper half slumped forward and heavy against the restraints. There's a white cloth wrapped around his eyes, only it's no longer white. It's red, practically black with blood. Dried and caked layers and layers of it, staining his cheeks and heavy streaks of that wind their way all the way around past his chin and throat. Thick, crusty lesions adorn his body in haphazard patterns, skin pulling and curling away from the muscle beneath the melted fabric of his clothes. And I bring a hand to my mouth, my fingers trembling. His legs are gone, cut off mid-thigh, stumps capped with bloody bandages, two fleshy limbs sinking into the straw. That you, Iggs?
Something about the way he says it sends tears in my eyes, and I have to clutch my hand around my mouth to stop the wail from leaving my throat. It's me, I say softly once I regain control of my voice. It's me. I bring my hands to his cheeks, thumbs trembling against his skin. Sorry, he coughs. Never got to congratulate you last night. I clutch my teeth together so hard I'm surprised my teeth don't crack. White hot. The hot heat sears the back of my throat. Probably won't be able to throw that bachelor party for you either. And so, oh my, what a tearjerker. I jerk back, heart thumping against the side of my chest. I can already taste the bile rising up the back of my throat. He's here, just watching us from the other side of the room. So quiet. I hadn't even heard him come in. Oh, Orlum. Orlum oozes forward like a shadow in the night, bangs casting his face in lurid contrast. His bony fingers are wrapped around the handle of the butcher knife, and he's twisting it back and forth in casual inspection, almost as though bored. Unfortunately, I'm more partial to comedies. Already too much tragedy in my life. Why not fill it with laughter instead? I was laughing quite a lot last night, wasn't I, Genzo dear? Genzo winces, drops his gaze. Orlum draws us closer, and I instinctively scurry backwards, pushing myself up and to my feet with a swallowed gasp. But Orlum isn't interested in me. He wanders towards Genzo with a little shake of his head, tutting beneath his breath. It was show-stopping, wouldn't you agree? Grand spectacle worthy of the stage. All of it orchestrated so perfectly. He descends with the almost gracefully, fluidly, mounting Genzo's lap and cradling the other man's chin in his hands. We reprised our roles so well. The heartbroken drunk, the hopeless hopeful, both of us desperately clawing and scraping for something just out of reach. He traces his face up to the side of Genzo's cheek, up to his hair, eyes closing as he breathes it in. For a second, he doesn't move. Then a smile. It grows and grows, stretching across his face like a snake uncoiling itself. But this time, I laughed, shuddering at the base of his throat. This time I made sure you couldn't leave afterwards. Now his whole shoulders are shaking with it, laughter spilling off his tongue as his fingers wrap themselves around a handful of Genzo's hair. Let's see you run away on those little legs of yours now. His eyes go wild, teeth grinding together as he pulls Genzo's head backwards, only for him to abruptly stop, face going blank. He turns around, looks at me. His eyes dilate, then he smiles. Iggy, Iggy, Iggy! He sings as he rises to his feet. You really have gotten in over your head this time, haven't you? Oblivious little Iggy, who only wants to make everyone happy. But you can't. That's the problem, see? Because our Wonderland doesn't actually exist. This isn't a place where all of us can be happy. He spreads his arms out in a grand show of pageantry. So you can try all you like, but the ending will always be the same. He drops his arms, shakes his head. Just what am I gonna do with you? Hi, Captain Crimson, welcome in. How are you? And starts towards me. With a panic twist in my heart, I jerk backwards. Back, across the straw. So fast my feet slip out from underneath me and I go down hard. But still I keep crawling, away, till my back hits the wall, my hands dig into the straw. Breath hot and fast on my lips. All I could do is look up at him as he walks over, the stone wall cold against my back, straw poking against my palms. My arms, my legs, my lips, everything's shaking. A groddle sense of hopelessness running through my veins. Orlin seems unplussed, unhurried in his approach. He simply stands over me for a moment, eyes lidded in apathy, before his face twists into a grin. He's on me in a flash, up and in my lap, bony hips pressed against mine as his hands go to my shoulders. He smiles, sweetly, almost affectionately. It's okay. Look at you trembling like a lost kitten. He thrusts his fingers through my hair, softly combing my curls again and again. We could decide what to do with you together, You'd like that, wouldn't you? I respond with a hic at the back of my throat, a nod. I try to blink back the tears gathering in my eyes. But this just sends them down my cheeks instead. First option is, of course, the standard option. You have been a little naughty after all, sneaking into my stalls and fraternizing one of my high-security prisoners. Brings the knife up, pushing it flat across the top of my chin. Pressing the flat side of it up against my chin, twisting my head first left then right. Tilts his head. Such violations would normally be enough to send you straight into the pot. He emphasizes each word, slapping the knife against my cheek. Then sits back with a shrug. However, I'm nothing if not a benevolent ruler. Oh my god, come on. A humanitarian, you might say. Plus, we do have such a long history together, don't we? Now the knife goes to my throat. He traces the tip of it down the collar of my shirt, tugging it against the fabric. There are other rules you might feel around the castle, places where you could be useful. Then lower across my chest, carving a shallow groove into the skin as he quickly comes dotted like pinpricks of blood. Of course, I can't let you off that easily. So you'll still need to allow me a taste. But from where? Lower, across my belly, where the skin is softer and the knife digs in deeper. Perhaps something you wouldn't miss? Lower, cutting a straight line down from my belly button. My breath comes out faster, hyperventilating. That would certainly make it for our mutual friend jealous, wouldn't it? But that's okay. I've taken over for him. He's a part of me now. And I'm the one with the irreverent witticisms, the crowd-pleasing antics, the dashing sense of disregard for society's rules. Lower. The entire tip of the knife is sunk inside the skin now, blood welling up around it like a font. My vision's warping, twisting in and out, dots dancing across my eyes. What about you, Iggy? What will I get after devouring you, I could just barely make out the shape of his head dropping. I feel his tongue against my skin. warm and soft as he laps up the growing puddle of blood. Will everyone love me, Iggy? Fuck. Fuck, I can't. I close my eyes. I feel my eyes start rolling back. And that's when I see it. Something dark behind him. Hazy and contorted. A shadow rising up like a beast out of the gloom. I only have a split second to question my eyesight before. Leave my fiance the fuck alone. Gidget screams, a deep guttural cry, and sinks a pair of kitchen shears right into the back of Orlem's neck. Orlem's body goes completely rigid against mine, his eyes stretched wide in surprise. I look at him. He looks at me. Tip of the scissors has pierced its way all the way through the front of his windpipe. And both of us watch as a bubble of blood forms between his lips, larger and larger before popping across his chin. It forms a gooey waddle of red saliva from his bottom lip that drops down onto my shirt. Gidget yanks the scissors back out. The gush of blood that follows splashes up and onto her hands, face, dress. A brilliant wash of splattered speckled crimson. It colors the very air red, smell of it filling my nose and lungs. Orlem shudders, then crumbles, limp on top of me, almost like he'd been falling asleep curled on top of my chest. Blood oozes across his back, staining his shirt and hair and seeping into the fabric of my clothes. I could only stare at him, pupils trembling. I blink again, my whole body feels eerily cold, and the world around me strangely unreal. And it remains that way even as Gidget tosses aside the scissors and holds out her hand, fingers red and shiny, in front of my face. Come on. Only it's not a show of assistance, it's an order. So I take it. Her fingers slick as our fingers slick as they intertwine. I let her pull me to my feet. Olem slides off me in the process, going belly up at the straw. He looks so tiny now, like he could get lost in all those dried up straws. While just a moment before, he'd seemed to tower over me like an insurmountable behemoth. I wipe my face, still shaky and dizzy. My clothes are a mess. Picture of mine Orlem's blood coloring it with thick, heavy splotches that glisten even in the dim light. We don't say anything, just breathing in the weighted silence. Till the door opens and with a slam, it nearly sends me into shock. Cecil rushes in, his face tense. His normally pressed clothes are twisted, rumpled mess, decorated with red splotches of their own. I see that he looks like what looks like a kitchen knife in his hand. He takes excuse me, my throat. He takes a look at Gidget, at me, then at Orlem on the ground. Come on, we need to get out of here. Whole castle's looking for us. Gidget nods, pushing strands of hair that have gotten stuck in blood out of her neck. She starts towards him and I follow, then stop. Genzo. My heart clutches. Fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Guys, wait. I somehow managed to form words. I'm not even sure at this point how at this point. Sheer desperation, I suppose. When both of them turn to look at me, I stumble my way back to Genzo, still just sitting limp against the wall. Genzo? I start, my voice shaking as I drop to my knees next to him. He doesn't seem to hear me at first. Is he even awake? Give his shoulders a little shake. Seems to rouse him. I see his nose twitch. He raises his head. Is the guy here with my burger menu ate yet? I swear this place has the worst service. Genzo! I shake him again, my voice cracking at the effort. Geesh, eggs easy on the goods. Just had a major operation, you know. I blink back the tears flooding my eyes. Genzo, they're coming. We have to go. Gidget begins stomping towards us, one hand pointed at the door. We have to go now, Iggy. They'll be here any second. Just give me a minute. I bark back, harsher than I meant to, which is enough, apparently, to stop even Gidget. I turn back to Genzo. I'm sorry, I say softly. What are you sorry for? You didn't ruin anyone's life. A laugh. But me, that's like my shtick. I bring my hands to his cheeks. It's okay, though. Everyone's group's gotta have that one bad egg. The asshole always fucks everything up for everyone. And slide them down toward his shoulders. I can't shut up. That's my problem. I try and I try and I try, and still the shit just comes running out of my mouth toward his throat. My thumb's pressing against his Adam's apple, except when I actually wanted to. Then it just then it gets stopped up like my ma on B night. My fingers are trembling. Even now, but that's staring me down my throat like the world's biggest cock. I can't say it. I can't fucking say it, Higgs. It's okay, you don't have to. I know. Then I squeeze. Genzo spasms instantly. A choke fleshy gasp bursts past his lips and he jerks against the restraints. His body goes ramrod stiff, the stumps of his legs kicking out in futile panic. I squeeze and I squeeze, my hands shaking, thumbs pushing straight into his larynx. Until I realize with dread that my lack of strength against the width of his neck is going to make this impossible. With a shuddered hitch in my throat, I climb onto his lap, above him, pushing down, using the full weight of my shoulders to press and press. He's still gurgling, sputtering, still spasming beneath me. And it takes everything I have to keep my balance, keep myself steady, keep my weight trained on that single spot of his throat. Fuck. My chest hiccups. Fuck, not yet. But it's too late. My vision warbles is hot. Stinging tears fill my eyes, running like rivers down my cheeks. Before I even realize it, authority cries buzzing out of my lips. It grows louder and louder. Anguish, wail of frustration as I throw every ounce of my strength I have into my hands, my fingers, my thumbs. Then the sputtering stops. The choking stops. I see Genzo's body give one last shudder, one last kick, then go still beneath me, sinking into the straw. Stay there a moment longer, blinking through the tears, blinking through the pain. Then sink, sink, sink. Sink 1,000 miles back to the floor, releasing my grip on his neck as my body crumbles in on itself. My skin feels numb, my breath stilled, hands cramping, aching. I collapse them together, unable to stop them from shaking. Fingers still curled as they rattle against each other. I'm sorry, Genzo. I'm sorry for all of this. I'm sorry for for me. A touch on my shoulder jolts me out of my daze. I look up, first not even comprehending what I'm looking at, then realize it's Gidget. That's right. We need to get out of here. We're in danger. We need to leave. She holds her hand out. I take it, stumbling over my feet, but moving out of the stall. Back into the hallway, running, racing. Everything's passing by so quickly. Flashes of golden red. I try to stay focused on Gidget's feet as I run, mimicking her hurried steps. The only thing I can latch on to is to keep myself pressing forward as everything else bends and twists around me. Flurry of movement in the end. A flurry of movement on the left. Guards. A whole battalion of them. Cecil shouts something that leads us to the right, down another hallway, past windows after the window. Past window after window, in and out of the cascading sunlight. It's so loud now, the thunder's canopy catastrophe in my head. Stampeding footsteps echoing off the walls. Just as we're rounding another corner, a door on our left flings wide open. Guard comes charging at us. He grabs Gidget by the throat, slams her against the wall. I find myself rooted on the spot, frozen, unable to so much as scream. While across from me, Cecil already has his knife raised and is flying at the rabbit. Mistress! He leaps straight into the rabbit's neck. He leaps straight onto the rabbit's back. Yanking back on his ears and stabbing the knife again and again into the exposed area of the rabbit's neck. The rabbit screeches and releases Gidget, who stumbles away with her hand on her throat. Run, mistress! Cecil shouts right before the rabbit grabs him by the hair and flings him to the floor with a horrific crack. Cecil! Gidget shrieks. But somehow, this spurs me to the action. Finally, I'm moving forward, grabbing her wrist, pulling her after me as I run. Pummel down the hall, streaking across the carpet. There's a door, just up ahead. I throw a quick glance back just in time to see the rabbit bring his giant iron boot down on Cecil's head. Gidget lets out a wail, and I retch my head forward. Keep moving. I go flying into the door, shoving it open, lurching out, pulling Gidget, pulling my sluggish legs out into the open air of the castle gardens. We're out. But we can't stop here. I keep sprinting. Past the bushes and trees and fountains, past the tower and castle walls, past the bridge and the moat, and the path curling back toward the village. I shift left and starts towards the distant trees, away from the castle, away from civilization, away from any chance of running into any more guards. I can hear Gidget's breath behind me, coming out in short, ragged bursts. Her feet pound against the ground. Once we're near the trees, and there's still no sign of any guards behind us, I begin to slow down. Slower, easing off to the trees. Until we're walking, stumbling, tripping over rocks, branches, each other, and we clutch at the tree bark for balance. Finally, we stop completely, hands on our knees, coughing and wheezing and gasping. I can taste blood at the back of my throat, on my tongue, in my lungs. My lungs feel like they're on fire, like I'm breathing through a straw. I lean against an overhead branch, clutching my eyes shut as I focus simply on sucking oxygen up and into my lungs in great greedy gobfuls. Once my body starts to calm back down, my head is no longer spinning. I throw a glance at Gidget. She's just standing there, her gaze pointed at the ground, one hand clutching her chest, her face dark. When she sees me looking at her, she smiles, a sad smile, but a smile nonetheless. She doesn't say anything, simply grabbing each other's hand. We don't say anything, simply grabbing each other's hands and renewing our forward trek. Onward toward the trees, past trunk after trunk, coiling brush, branches that cut and scratch at our desks and necks, our cheeks and necks. On and on until we reach a clearing. Clearing with a cabin at its center, sitting there quiet and insidious. We look at each other, then to the cabin. There's something about it that draws me in, like a string leading straight to the door. Gidget must feel it too, because without saying anything, we both start towards it, answering the tug, allowing it to guide us forward. I don't even bother knocking. I open the door, walk inside. It's warm and strangely comforting. There's even something cooking atop the stove, filling the air with a delightfully sweet scent. Isn't this lovely? Gidget finally says, breaking the silence. A little cabin in the woods. No, that screams murder to me. She brings her hands to her cheeks, taking in the cozy ambience of the wooded interior. It is nice. I scratch at the back of my neck. Everything seems so familiar now. I look around, my gaze jumping from stove to the table to the bed. Something about the bed sends my insides into a twist. I shake my head, clearing my thoughts, drifting away. Gidget returns her gaze back to me. She seems to notice my current state for the first time. Oh, Iggy. Her eyes cloud. Let me get you cleaned up, okay? She takes my hand softly, gently leading me to one of the chairs at the table. Once she has me seated, she wanders over to the little kitchen area, fetches a bucket already filled with water and a rag from the nearby rack. Then she slides into a seat across from me and dips the rag in the water. Here. Starts cleaning my face, simply running the rag across my cheeks and chin, pressing it against my brow. Feels wonderfully cool, wonderfully calming. I lean to her touch, needing it, craving it. She moves to my chest, lifting my shirt up to let the cooling fabric glide across my belly, slip bisecting me up the middle. She's delightfully gentle in her ministrations, soft, tender pats that sting at first, then give way to easing coolness. My poor little rabbit. Her lip trembles as she observes the damage. What did he do to you? She's extra careful around my belly, where the blade had gone in deepest. When she wets the rag again and again, simply holding it against the wound rather than actively wiping, till its caked on blood finally starts to loosen and blot away. Once finished, she fetches another rag and instructs me to hold it against my belly for a few minutes so it can start to clot. I'll make some tea for you while we wait. You'd like that, wouldn't you? A little tea to heal the spirit? She smiles and kisses the top of my head before wandering back over to the kitchen area where she begins scoundering around the shelves. Watch her a moment, then my gaze fall. I lean forward on the table with my chin in my hand, just breathing, taking it all in. At this point, I'm still trying to keep my mind clear. I don't think about it yet. Don't let your mind wander to it yet. You need to keep it together. And you won't if you succumb to your thoughts. Succumb to the pain. Press my lips together. I let my eyes flutter closed. I must have almost I must almost fall asleep because when Gidget places a small mug of tea down next to me, it jerks me backward with a start. She giggles softly. Here you go. And sits back down across from me, another mug in her own hands. Tea smells amazing, warm trundles of sweetness curling up inside my nasal cavity as I breathe it in. When I wrap my hands around the mug, I feel the heat travel up across my arms, the comforting warmth. Thank you. I bring it to my lips, take a sip. It tastes good, too. Gidget watches me, smiles. She tilts her head. This is nice, isn't it? Just the two of us, enjoying a little moment like this. See the tiny touch of pink rise to her cheeks. It feels very domestic, somehow. It does, doesn't it? Take another sip. I can feel the liquid filter down in my belly, warming me up from the inside. After everything that's happened, I got a little worried, but I think things will turn out just fine. She reaches her hand out across the table. As long as we're together. I lift my hand to join hers, fingers wrapping around her palm, just relishing in the comfort of her skin. When I try to pull it back, I can't seem to move. I blink, furrow my brows, try again. I can't seem to make my muscles work. In fact, my whole body feels to be slowing down, lethargic. I don't even notice my other hand slipping down out of my lap until the mug goes clattering to the floor. What's going on? Gidget's still smiling at me. I see her stand up, place my hands gently back in my lap. Don't worry, Eggie. Everything's going to be fine. Open my mouth to respond, but can't seem to form any words. Instead, my jaw simply goes slack. I'm gonna fix you. Wait, what? What's going on? Everything's happening so too fast. My brain can't keep up. I let out a little moan as I try to say something. My tongue like a limp worm in my mouth. It's the only way, Iggy. Her face goes suddenly stern. She stomps her foot on the ground with such force it makes the windows rattle. You see, I just couldn't figure it out. I thought and I thought, why would this place do that? Why would it give me everything I want? Make it so perfect. And stop short right at the end. It was making me crazy, Iggy. Why would it do that? After everything I've done. She goes quiet for a moment, eyes dark. Before her mouth twitches. But then I figured it out. A laugh. Her face looks different, her eyes wide, pupils shrunk. She's just giggling. She brings her hands to her cheeks. It was a test, a challenge. Hey, Street Doc, welcome in. How are you today? This place is testing me. I can't just, you can't just give me everything. I need to prove myself. Prove I'm worthy of the ultimate life. It'd be too easy otherwise. Gidget. I finally managed to eke out. Same. Hot again today. Though it sounds more of a half-grown than anything else. There's no other way, Iggy. No other way would work. Everything has to be perfect. You don't understand. I've given up too much. I can't be all for nothing. Now her fingers are digging into the skin of her cheeks. I need to be perfect. You need to be perfect. We need to be perfect. You need to make me perfect. Or else everything will fall apart. Her body curls inward. I can hear her breath, ragged. See the tears glimmering in her eyes. She takes a moment, just staring at the ground, staring through the ground. Then her arms fall to her sides. She smiles. But yeah, I'm glad to hear you're doing alright. Any plans today? Walks towards me. I'll make this right. You're just broken, that's all. But I can fix you. I can fix us. Hooks her arms under my legs, around my back. Lifts me from the chair. My head falls back limply as my arms splay out to my sides. Like a broken rag doll awaiting salvation. You're going to be happy, Iggy. She places me down on the bed, just gazing down at me, her eyes quivering. Just you and me, our own family, our own perfect life. Then begins to undress. I can only watch in horror as her dress flutters to the floor. Gidget, no. Gidget, please don't. Iggy. I try to shake my head, my lips sputtering uselessly. I'm doing this for us, Iggy. She climbs on top of the bed, on top of me. Gidget, you don't need to do this. You never needed to change. I was the one who was wrong. I want you to be yourself. Come back, Gidget. What do you want, Iggy? Her hands on my shirt, lifting it up above my chest. You'll see, Iggy. You'll see how good it is. You'll see how perfect I am. Perfect for you. Your angel. I try to move my lips. They slip and slide against each other uselessly. But I keep trying. I need to. Make it stop. Make this stop. Bring her back. Bring back the Gidget I know I love and love. What do you wish for more than anything else in the whole world? Now she's moving lower, her fingers on my fly. Again and again I try to form words. But always the sound dies on my tongue. An unintelligible hum. What's that, Iggy? She tilts her head to the side, gazing down at me lovingly, adoringly. What has this place done to you? What have I done to you? I clutch my eyes shut, focusing everything I can on pushing the words out of my throat, across my tongue, past my lips. Make it stop. At this, Gidget's brows arch, and her look changes to one of confusion. Stop? We can't stop, Iggy. This is the only way, don't you see? The only way you can be fixed. But the words are already out. The moment they hit the air, everything was sealed. In that moment, the door swings open with a slam. Gidget whirls around as Bucks walks into the door. And Bucks takes one look at the scene in front of her, her eyes dilating in surprise before stomping towards us. The fuck are you doing? Bucks, this is... I can explain. It's... Gidget scrambles off the bed, arms raised in defense. Bucks just grabs her around her neck, throws her against the far wall. It's a gut-wrenching snap as she collides with There's a gut-wrenching snap as she collides with the wood before tumbling to the ground. Then she's shaking, groaning, trying to crawl away. Bucks, stop. Bucks, please. I can see the trundle of blood work its way down her forehead, tracing the curve of her nose. This isn't what you think. We were just what? Breaking into my house? Stealing my stuff? Buck stomps over, standing over her, just watching, then picks Gidget back up as though she were nothing more than a twig, flings her into the kitchen. Gidget goes flying to the shelves with a crack, dishes and pots and foodstuffs falling in a flurried series of clatters. She's wailing now, scream after scream, her shoulders heaving with every throat-wrenching cry. Shut up, shut up, shut up! Bucks brings her hands to the side of her head, clutching at her hair. But Gidget doesn't stop. She only shrieks louder. And I see Bucks go positively livid. You never shut up. You never shut up. You never shut up! Her head snaps to the side as she surveys the room. She walks over to the stove, snatches up the still hot kettle. I'll make you shut up. I watch her approach Gidget, raise the kettle over her head, bring it down. There's a horrendous thud, dull and heavy. Gidget chokes and sputters. Then again. One meaty whack after the next. And again, till I can only hear the fleshy smacks interspersed with Bucks's raging, ragged breathing. Puddle of bread is forming across the floor, seeping out from the kitchen towards the table and bed. Feels like it goes on forever. Gidget's head and face are near unrecognizable. The still Bucks keeps swinging and slamming the kettle. Final squelch. The edge of the kettle snaps straight through to her skull. I see Buck stop, just staring down at her, and slowly rise to her feet. She stands there. Her hands, her face, her neck, everything red. Okay, I need to do another warning here for epileptic. Give me a second. I don't know if it's actually in any of the warning tags that I can have listed, or if I need to actually manually put it in. Give me a second. Gambling, profanity. Okay, give me 1 second. Warning. There we go. Make sure it took it. Yeah, it took it. Okay. Her hands, her face, her neck, everything red. Her shoulders are heaving with every breath and sending the blood of her hands back to the floor with scattered drops. Hell, what is this? Oh, it's that. Okay. Like, get it to me. They paint the wood in arithmetic staccato. And she must realize something. turns around, turns towards me, readjusts her grip on the kettle. I can only watch as she starts over, watch as she peers down at me, head tilted in curious introspection. Watch as she raises the goo-bedecked kettle back over her head. It's okay. I knew this was coming. I knew it as soon as the words left my mouth. So I'm fine with it. I just want it to end. I want all of this to end. Goodbye, Iggy, Buck says, then brings the kettle down on my head. Okay, that's the end of Arc 4. We're just gonna skip the credits. I knew there was a word. I'm sorry, Gidget. I couldn't make you happy. Happy? Happy. Yes, I need to make her happy. I need to make all of them happy. I need to. For a single moment, I remain peaceful, blissfully calm in the darkness of my eyelids. With a jerk that nearly bends my spine in half, I sit up. Straight up. Every joint, every muscle, every fiber of my being is ramrod straight. And my heart, my fucking heart, I can feel it through my fingers, my ears, my head, my eyes. Comes with nausea. Bubbling, frothing, rising up, erupting. So fast, I almost don't catch it. I slap a hand in my mouth, trying desperately to hold it in as I stumble from the bed to race toward the bathroom. I barely make it, half slipping on the tile as I wrench open the toilet seat and plunge my head inside. Then it's spilling out. In heavy gasps that make my head thrum. So much it's like I'm ejecting everything inside of me. My fingers shake around the porcelain, holding it so tightly my muscles bulge. And tears and snot dribble down my chin to join the goopy saliva-ridden muck. Once the convulsions finally die down, I let myself fall back. My tailbone collides angrily with the ground. I'm shivering now. I can feel things. My arm is gone. My leg, numbing shocks all over my body, red filling up my eyes. The sensations come all at once and all over. To this point, I have to curl it in on myself, face buried in my knees, to keep from screaming. But all the noise still does escape, like a throaty, desperate hum on my lips. My heart feels like it's being ripped in two again and again and again. A deep, guttural sense of hopelessness. I could see them. I could see all of them. Every horrific detail. In pain, agony, dying again and again and again. I bring my hands to my face, to my eyes, trying to block out the images. But nothing stops them. Nothing stops the versatile sensations of despair digging into my skin like scalpels, threatening to rip me open. I I remember. I remember. Fuck, I remember everything. Arc 5. Okay, give me just a second, guys. I'm gonna record this part because I really like it. Once upon a time, there was a tree. A tree that could grant wishes. People would come to the tree and ask for their heart's desires. The wishes, the wishes nourished the tree. The tree would grant them, for the tree loved them. The tree loved everyone, and they shaped that tree's world. But people began to take wishes for granted. They grew jealous and bitter, and began asking for more and more things, for horrible things. No longer did their wishes nourish the tree. They hurt and twisted the tree, distorting the world it had created. Heartbroken, the tree cast everyone away, vowing that it would never trust anyone again. However, the tree grew lonely. It missed caring for people, missed the joy and laughter. It missed the taste of their wishes. I will only allow those with pure and innocent hearts to enter my world, the tree thought to itself. And so it waited, and waited, and waited, till one day it found them. The tree was happy again. So happy. Its new children fed it the most delicious wishes. Innocent and pure, they reshaped the tree's world, helped it grow strong again, turned it back into a land of joy and hope. The tree cared for them, watched them grow, tried to make them happy, trusted them. But children grow up. And one by one, they lost their innocence. The tree fell into despair, casting them out before they could corrupt its world once more. It felt betrayed, betrayed by its children, betrayed by everyone. It sealed itself away, bitter, desolate, hungry. For hundreds and hundreds of years, its appetite grew. One wish, that was all it needed. That was all it craved. One single wish, to make it whole again. The purest, most innocent wish of all. It's recommended that you play the side game Our Fantastic Wonderland before playing the final arc. Though it's not a requirement, some references, in particular a certain character's role, would be confusing otherwise. The link above will take you directly to the game. Okay, let me stop this. So we're gonna stop this one, and we're gonna go play Our Fantastic Wonderland. All right. This one. Yes. There we go. I forgot to extract everything, so it may take a minute. Okay, since we saved that, we can close it. Damn it. There we go. I gotta readjust the... Our fantastic Wonderland. Here we go. Window size, medium. There we go. Windowed. There we go. I'm not taking the warning label off to be my luck. I do it and it'll have everything like the previous game. Let's see. I'll be back on later in about 2 hours. Or after dinner, at least. We're gonna write out to someone. I just wanted to switch to the game, this way everyone knew what we were going into now. Today is someone's birthday, so Let's go raid them.